Welcome to the Lifetime Assembly channel. My name is John, and today we're going to help you assemble your Monkey Bar Adventure swing set. This video will follow the steps outlined in your instruction manual that comes with your swing set. If you've already begun and need help on a specific step, check the comments or description below for a timestamp associated with each step. Now let's take a look at what's inside the box. There are steps within this build that require more than one person, so be sure you have at least one other adult available. Before we get into the assembly process, let's take a look at some of the tools you'll need to complete the job. You'll need a ladder, 1/2-inch wrench, 2 7/16 wrenches, 3/16 Allen key, safety glasses, rubber mallet, a drill. You may see us use an impact driver. If you decide to use one, be sure not to over torque or over tighten the hardware, a hammer, and a 3/8 drill bit. To make things easier, we're using a 3/16 hex head socket and a socket adapter. When building your swing set, be sure to choose an area free from any obstructions, at least 7 feet from buildings, trees, or fences, or other obstructions. Also, to reduce the risk of injury, it's important that you prepare a shock absorbent surface to build your swing set on, like wood chips or recycled rubber mulch. This video will focus on the assembly process of the swing set and not the shock absorbing surface. So it is crucial that you refer to the manual to review the safety instructions for this build. Attach one pendulum to each bracket on the swing bar. Make sure not to over tighten the hardware so that the pendulums can swing freely. Slide the lower swing leg into the upper swing leg, making sure that the holes line up. Attach the two together with the hardware. Now take the A-frame poles and attach it to the swing bar. If your A-frame poles happen to have a dimple, make sure they face away from the swing bar. Now attach the turn bar to the A-frame poles. All right, now take the large portion of the foot cap and lay it on the ground. Slide it all the way in the pole and insert your bolts. Only finger tighten that for now. The bolt we inserted has a hole in the middle of it, so be sure to turn that so that as you look into the tube, you can see the hole. Now we're going to attach the anchor to that bolt that we just put in by inserting the toggle end into the hole on that bolt. Once it's inserted, give it a tug to make sure that it's secure. With the help of another person, flip the assembly over to the other side. Attach the foot cap and the anchor using the same method as the previous two steps. Now attach the pendulums to the trapeze swing bar using the hardware provided. Secure the end cap to the trapeze swing bar using the plugs. Now attach the round foot caps to the fire pole ladder and the slide ladder using the plugs. You may need a rubber mallet to tap them in. Now attach the monkey bar gussets to the tops of the ladders, making sure the Lifetime logo is on the outside. Attach the saddle caps to the tops of the ladders. Now set the monkey bars into the saddle caps and attach to the gussets with the hardware. Now insert the caps into the ends of the monkey bars, making sure that the holes line up. With the help of another person, stand the assembly up. Stand on a ladder and attach the trapeze swing bar to the monkey bars, starting with the pendulum side first. Only finger tighten the hardware for now. Now have someone hold the A-frame assembly that we did earlier and carefully slide it onto the monkey bar assembly. Now secure with the hardware. Now that that's complete, go ahead and tighten the rest of the hardware on the monkey bar assembly. Once the assembly is upright, make sure that all of your foot caps are flat on the ground. Before moving on to this next step, make sure your swing set is exactly where you want it to be. Once we anchor it down, you won't be able to move it. Now take your anchoring rod and slide it onto your anchor. Place the anchor as close as you can to the pole, driving it down about 12 inches, more if you can. Be sure to remove the anchoring rod, you'll use it for the next anchor. Be sure to anchor down this anchor as well. Since we're inside, we won't be able to anchor the swing set, so once you have, shift the play set so it's over the anchor. For the next two steps, we're going to set the anchor. Take the provided Allen key and push the barrel nut over until the square head disengages. With another Allen key, turn the bolt to tighten the rest of the anchor cable. Once the cable is tight, push the bolt back through and tighten the barrel nut. Repeat this step for the other anchor. Now you're going to measure diagonally 21 inches from each leg of the fire pole ladder. Where the measurements intersect, take your anchoring rod and hammer it into the ground until there's only half remaining above the surface. Since we're inside, we're not going to be able to complete this step, but it's very important that you finish this step. Slide the plate end of the fire pole down onto the anchoring rod. Take the fire pole hoop and slide it onto the fire pole. Put the edges of the hoop onto the monkey bar and secure with the hardware. Now attach the fire pole hoop to the fire pole. Now attach these slide rails, making sure that the hole on the front goes towards the ground. Just finger tighten the hardware for now. Now take the deck support and attach it to the slide rails using the hardware provided. Now tighten up the hardware from the slide rail as well as the hardware from the previous step. Now we're going to attach the slide deck, but before we do, we need to drill out some holes with a 3/8 drill bit. We're going to drill the 3 inner holes and the 2 back holes. Make sure not to drill these holes out. Now that we've drilled the holes out, place the slide deck onto the deck support rail and secure with hardware. The slide assembly has 2 sections, the upper section and the lower section. These parts have interlocking ridges that hold the slide together and hardware to secure it. If necessary, you may need to drill 4 holes in the upper part of the slide with a 3/8 drill bit. You may need to drill into the lower part of the slide as well. Slide the lower section of the slide onto the upper section of the slide. Using the hardware provided, secure the 2 sections together. Flip the slide over and drill 3 holes at the top of the slide. Place the slide onto the slide deck and secure with the hardware. Now attach the swings and the trapeze to the pendulums. Thank you for watching our video of how to assemble a Lifetime Monkey Bar Adventure swing set. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe to our channel. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to our customer service team and check out our other awesome products at lifetime.com.